y'all, it's Charlene from the Craftyartshack, and we're back here today with another awesome challenge video. This one was to make snowman. It's gonna be a frosty Christmas. So let's get to the craft desk and get started. All right, here we go with DIY number 1. Now for this DIY, I am sorry I lost the footage for it, but I started out with those two little wreaths made out of grapevines, and then I added the bow and embellishment and the bells and his little hat. Then the next thing I did is I took this little piece of jute and tied it into this little piece of wire, and then I stuck it down in there in the top of his hat, and I hot glued that in so that you can either hang it from one of these little projects that I'm making, and if you don't have a hole in your styrofoam, you can stick your glue gun top down in it and it'll melt it, because this little hat is made out of styrofoam. And then I take that little piece and stick it down in there. Okay, today's video it's a Frosty Christmas, and it's a challenge video. It's hosted by MommaMiaDIY. It's also hosted by SoKate and co-hosted by the Craftyartshack. And all of our little projects today are little snowmen. And there is a playlist in the description box. Go check out all those other ladies that are making videos and crafts, and you'll get some great inspiration there, because there's some talented crafters. So let's get on with DIY number 2. Now for this DIY, I took this little sign that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take out the little balls. I'm going to take the frame off. I'm going to take the glass out and the little hanger out. And then this is what you will be left with. You'll have the frame, your glass. Now be careful, don't break that glass, and don't cut yourself with it either. So then I took out all the little balls out of it, because we're going to use some of those for another project in this DIY. So what I'm going to do is I need to take and change that background. So what I did is I took 2 of these little pieces of paper that I got from the Dollar Tree paper packs that they have, and it has all different kinds of paper in it, and these are pretty thick, so I wanted to use these in this area, and they had like a leathery look to them. Now I'm trimming off all the little pieces for the side, and it's going to take 2 pieces to go over that center section, but it's okay because we're going to cover that up. Now we're going to take and glue all of our pieces down. I did use a glue stick for that. Now I'm putting my corners back together, and to hold it in place until that glue gets good and dry, I'm going to stick some pieces of tape on it. Then the next thing I did is I took one of those little deer ornaments from the Dollar Tree, and I took him and cut him in half, and I'm going to put a snowflake and all of this stuff inside of the box. And yeah, where's the snowman at? Don't worry, he's coming. And so I wanted to fill up some of those spaces where the red still showed through a little bit, and I put some Epson glue down, and then put some Epsom salt, and then I took out my can of hairspray and I sprayed it, and then I put some more Epsom salt down, and it holds it in place wherever it falls now. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 little sticks, and I'm going to add a piece of greenery to it, and then I'm going to stick it down in the corner of my little shadow box, and I'm going to glue it down, and I'll put some more Epsom salts around all of this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off all that little tape pieces that I had put on there to hold the sides until that hot glue got good and dry. And then I'm going to replace the glass back on top of this and the frame back on, and then I'm going to glue everything together. Now I had these little snowmen that I cut out of many of the blinds that I've used in my other videos, and I painted them white. I originally thought I was going to use 2 on this project, but I ended up only using 1. So I'm going to go through and make sure all the sides are painted white. Now I am painting this with Rust-Oleum Linen White Chalk paint, and then we're going to start painting some color on him. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more white and cover him up really good on the front side. We don't have to worry about the back side because that's not going to be seen too much. And y'all see that feminine pad laying there? A lot of people probably wonder why I use that. Well, I dip my brush in my water and they sit there while I'm doing my projects. And that's what I take all the water off of my brush with, because it absorbs it really well. And then I can just throw it away when I'm done and it sticks to my table. So I don't have to worry about that. So that's a little trick I learned from a young crafter, and it works well. So now that I got my little snowman, I'm going to let him dry, and then I'm going to come back and paint him. Now once we've got him good and white, we're going to take some black and white and we're going to paint his hat. Then after we paint his hat, we're going to paint his little nose orange, and then we're going to put a band on his hat. Oh yeah, we can't forget to give him a little mouth too and a little eyeball. So once we get that done, then we're going to go and put him over on our little box. Now I forgot to turn the camera back on to show you the little band. That is just a piece of ribbon. So I'm going to put a little snowflake from the Dollar Tree on there, and I'm going to glue him down to my little shadow box. Now after I get him glued down, I do go to the back side and make sure what part of him is showing. I will cover that up and we will see the rest of this at the final reveal. And we'd like to give a special thanks to our subscribers. We love you bunches. Thanks for subscribing. You guys have done an awesome job. We are almost to 1,000, and I will be able to put all the items that I use on Amazon in a store front and give you the links to them now that once we get to that 1,000 mark. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. All right, let's get on with DIY number 3. Now this one is, I have tons of these little mason jar lids left over from my canning projects. And so I first painted this with Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. I took my crocodile and punched a hole in it. And now we are going to paint a little snowman face on this. So I'm going to take out my paint markers and I'm going to take some black and I'm going to draw his little face on and give him some little eyeballs and some little eyelids or something like that. And then we're going to give him some little eyelashes. Kind of looks mean there to start with, but he ends up looking really cute in the end. So, and then we drew a little mouth on. Now we got to give him some little blue eyes, because when I think of a snowman, I just think of those little blue eyes. Now we're going to paint his nose on, because I don't have a paint marker that is orange. So before we paint that orange nose on, I am going to put 2 little white dots for his eyes, and then we're going to get the orange out. And we are going to give him a little crooked nose. The little tip of it's going to be crooked. This little guy turned out so cute. So anyway, we're going to fill this in with the orange. And then we are going to give him some little pink cheeks and give him, her, I don't know if it's a girl or a boy at this point. But anyway, we're going to put some little rosy cheeks on. And right now I'm going to just make sure all of my lines are pretty solid. I'm touching it up with some black paint. And then we'll give him a little bow, put his little hanger on, and put his little earmuffs on. And we will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Here we go with DIY number 4. Now for this DIY, you're going to need a little wooden spoon, and you're just going to paint the end of it white. And I use Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. We're going to draw our face on just like we did for our little mason jar lid. I think these turned out so cute. You can use these when you're wrapping gift packages. that like that little one I did with the mason jar could be used as a gift tag, and you could personalize it with their name. You could also put this in like one of your oven mitts and some chocolate brownie mix and use this as a personalized part of the package, and you could write their name on the stick part of it or the handle part of it. Now after I get a little face done, then I'm going to take and outline his little nose with some black. Now you can use your marker. For some reason my marker stopped working, so I'm using my paintbrush, but it is much easier to use the marker. Then after I do that, I'm going to give him a little scarf and a little snowflake, and then from there we'll put his little earmuffs on. Now here's his little scarf with the little snowflake. Now we're going to take a pipe cleaner and we are going to give him some little earmuffs. So we put a dab of glue on and stick that pipe cleaner on, and we'll do it on both sides, and then we'll go back and add those little pom-poms, and we will see this at the final reveal. And here we go with DIY number 5. Okay, for this DIY you're going to need this little snowman came off of a wreath that I just did a video with one that was a reindeer. This one came off of a wreath just like the reindeer did, and I bought both of them when I went to the thrift store. Now I took his little nose off because it just screwed on there, and I'm going to paint it orange. Now I'm not going to do a real good coat of orange because I want some of the white to pop through. That gives it that rustic feel. Before I started any of this project, I took and painted that white with Rust-Oleum Linen White Chalk paint, and here I am going to do his hat. Now I have white and black on my brush at the same time, and I'm outlining where I want his hat to go. And then I also, and I'll fill all of that in by just blending the colors as I go, and that's just a base coat on the little star. I'm going to put another coat over the top of that, and yeah, he turns out really, really adorable. So as you're going around, if you just take your brush and kind of go around the curves like I'm showing you here, with those two colors on your brush, it gives it that shading effect. I don't know how to explain it any other way, but you want to make sure you get up around that star because you don't want any of that showing. And so we're going to make sure that's all black around there. Now we're going to go and do his little brim of the hat. Now the top side of his hat is where the lighter color is going to go. And then now I'm going back in with white and blue on my star, and I'm covering up where I accidentally got some black paint on it. And I'm laying down that blue and white to kind of give it the shading. And then I just kind of go back and blend it in and keep working with it till I get it to what I want it to look like. And look, I got my brush in that black. So what I have to do is let this dry and then come back to it in a few minutes once that's dry. Now once it dried, I went back in with just blue paint and painted my star. Now what I'm doing here is I got all my markers out. I am going to give him some little eyes, and I'm going to embellish his face. And so I give him little almond-shaped eyes, give him a little squiggly mouth. Now I can kind of see under that paint where these marks were before for his little mouth and everything. So I'm kind of going over where it was, and I'm putting some little pink cheeks on him because his little, see how I got my circles so perfect? I don't draw perfect circles. That's because I could see what was underneath there, you guys. So anyway, I'm going to go and give him some little eyelashes, some little freckles inside those little rosy cheeks. And then I am going to, down here at the bottom, I'm going to give this, it's got some little hash lines in there, and so I'm just going to put them right back in there. I'm going to put some white ones on his hat because he had some hash marks up there, and give him a little little blue eyes. And then I'm going to take and put his nose back on, And I'm going to put some white in his eyes to give it a little shine. Now I've got his little nose back on, and I'm turning it to the direction that I want it to be. Now it's time to do some doodling. I'm trying to get my marker to work. It's not working with me. My white marker went out. My little white one went out. My little black one went out. My white paint pen went out. It's just not my day. So I'm going to have to go back with that wide marker and use it to put on all my little marks. I'm going to use this marker. We're going to give him some little snow on his hat. And we'll put some here on the brim, and we're going to go up there, give him those little hash marks. We're going to put little dots all over his hat like it's got snow coming down on it. And we're going to do the top up here as well. Once we get him embellished, I got these 3 little knobs and that I bought at a yard sale. And now I'm going to take that board, and I'm measuring out how long it is so I can tell y'all it's 26 inches long. Now what I'm going to do is find put 3 marks on it where I want these little knobs to go. But before I put the little knobs on, I'm going to draw little snowman faces on it. Now you guys, this all ties into the same project, so hang in there with me. I'm not going to put you through all the painting of each little snowman face, but because it's basically the same face we've been doing on all of these other little projects. But all 3 of these little knobs are going to get snowman faces. After I get all my little snowman faces done, I'm going to take and glue these down. Now use E6000 and hot glue to glue these down. I'm just temporarily doing it with hot glue right now for the sake of getting this video out on time. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write Snowman Collector on this little board, and then we're going to highlight each of the letters and put little bubbles around the letters. And I saw this at a thrift store and thought, what a cute idea. So there's just was the board with the little knobs and says Snowman Collector, but I decided to up my game a little bit. Now, after we finished highlighting all those letters, I'm going to take that snowman we just painted, and I am going to glue him down, putting something under him to hold him there until I get through doing everything. I put a little, notice I put a little jute bow on his hat and highlighted his little star. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little snowflake. Now I got a whole bag of these at the thrift store, but you can get them at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to glue each of these lacy looking snowflakes down, and then I'm going to add one of those little wooden snowflakes to the center of it. And I'm going to add a little wooden snowflake to each end, and this just turned out so cute. I'm going to glue these down, and we'll see everything at the end in the final reveal. Okay, today it's a Frosty Christmas challenge hosted by MommaMiaDIY and SoKate and ourselves, the Craftyartshack, as the co-host. Y'all go check out these ladies. They are doing some awesome crafts. And go check out the ladies on the playlist in the description box below, because there's some awesome crafters, and you may get inspiration for a snowman DIY that you've been wanting to do. So go check them out. And here's all the other places you can find us on social media. And here's the final reveal. All right, y'all, we're back from the craft desk, and aren't these just adorable? cute little gift tags that are easily done, and you can use up your old mason jar lids. You guys, that'll do it for this episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'd like to thank our subscribers for subscribing to our channel. It has really helped us out a lot. Leave a comment below. If there's one of these that you've really liked, leave a comment, because it helps us here on YouTube to bring more stuff to you. Thank you to our subscribers. We love you bunches. We'll see you in the next episode. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're here today. Just let me go grab my hair. Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're back here today with another challenge video, and this one is a snowman challenge. How many different ways can you make a snowman? Yeah, I'm not a singer. I'm not quitting my day job either. Hope y'all have a great day, and yeah. I messed it up. Your little earmuffs are kind of squished. I need to fix it. Alright y'all, we're back from the craft desk, and these little items, they just turned out so cute. Yeah, you see my reflection from the computer to here? Now go, we're looking at the deer. Yeah, no. Subscribers, we love you bunches. We'll see you in the next episode. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack, and we'll see you later. Bye!